Yo, remember I said how we'd be back immediately? Warning, the following program is recorded live and is not intended for children. This program may at any time contain graphic and dark content that may be distressing for some viewers and against the terms of service for some platforms. The themes and opinions expressed in this program should be considered psychotic and therefore entirely fictional and should not be used for political or academic purposes. Facts are not checked and no sources or citations will be provided. Should you choose to redistribute this broadcast in part or in whole, please do so at your own risk and only in good faith. Thank you again for joining. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Hi. Welcome back to Rainbows and Razor Blades. It is still the 25th of July, 2024. So on today's episode, we're going to be looking at the multicolor set of Bloomburrow, which I've enjoyed this series so far. It's the first time I've done like Rainbows and Razor Blades, but we look at things. Normally I'm just babbling about like horrifying politics and reading the news, which we will probably also do today. But first, and you're going to hate me, we'll be right back after this. Thanks for joining. We're selling ad space. Do. All right. You know, all these are original assets except for the back or the font. The background is mine. The little girl drawing is Candy Chan is mine. All right, time to get reading. This is gonna be so fun. I'm really excited for the multicolors. Like I said, I'm a multicolor player. I refuse to play single monocolor decks. I get so bored of the monotony and just like the mechanical boringness of it. I've built monocolored decks. I've built every color combination deck, literally. Although if I'm going 4-color very often, I splash 5-color. Anyways, here we go. All right, off rip, we got a triple color card. That's sick. Legendary creature, Rabbit Warrior. Looks legendary to me for that cost. A 4/3 for 3. Let's go. Tap 2 untapped tokens you control. Add 1 mana of any color. Okay. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control. Draw a card. Okay. Tap 4 untapped creature or doesn't even say creature tokens. Tap 4 untapped tokens you control. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on this dude. It gains trample until the end of turn. Yeah. Real champion of the people there. Definitely benefits from Offspring. It's just good. You know, again, nothing to write home about, but good. It's cool looking. Burrowguard Mentor. I like this a lot. Trample. Burrowguard Mentor's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. Okay. On your paws. I've been fighting in these fields for more seasons than you've been than you've had hot dinners. Yeah, okay. Kind of cool. Very, very cute artwork. It reminds me of Peter Pettigrew. Camellia, the Seed Miser. Bruh. It's a squirrel, but it looks like a lizard. It's a squirrel warlock. Okay. Oh, it's a black and green. I thought it was white and green. So it's 3-drop for a 3/3 with menace, and all your squirrels get menace. Whenever you sacrifice 1 or more foods, create a green squirrel token. Okay. And then forage for paying 2 and put a +1/+1 counter on each other squirrel you control. Yeah, okay. I was going to say this is a 4 of in every deck, but actually it's a legendary creature for a reason because otherwise it'd be too busted. But as a lord effect, yeah, this is really cool. I'd run that in a squirrel deck for sure. Oh, we got hybrid colors in this set. How come we're only getting like 1 hybrid card? That's really weird. I loved hybrids the first time I saw them, so hopefully we'll see more of them. I see one on the other side of the screen, actually, as a spoiler. Squirrel Warlock. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may forage. Whenever you forage, put a +1/+1 counter on Corpseberry Cultivator. Nah. A rare fruit grows from the corpse of calamity beasts. With nectar, the flavor of strength and skin as fragile as life. I like the poem on the bottom, but I don't really like the card. What? What? His name is Worrywart. Clement the Worrywart, Frog Druid. Look at him. He's like hiding his little eyes under the like. This is just ridiculous. I love the artwork. I love the way that it's like so movementy looking. This is a really good art commission. This is maybe my favorite art so far of the set. Vigilance. Whenever Clement the Worrywart or another creature you control enters, return up to one target creature you control with lesser mana value to its owner's hand. Yeah, I guess that's really good only because a lot of the enters the battlefield effects that have been in this set so far, I guess. Which we haven't really seen that many of. We've seen things that are like beneficial when things enter, but we haven't really seen other than the offspring that much that enters with effect. Have we? Maybe I just am ignorant and not paying attention. Frogs you control have add blue or green mana and cast creature spell. Oh wow. So he also ramps. And he's vigilant, you know. Yeah, this is good for a legendary creature. You could definitely play this guy. Yo, Frog EDH deck though. Frog EDH deck though. For sure, Frog EDH deck though. Cindering Cutthroat. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. He's like a full-blown assassin. Lizard Assassin for 3 for a 3/2. Already good. And then it says it gains menace until the end of turn. We don't play with fire. It is strictly business. Yeah, I mean, for a common, it's a cool card. Fireglass Mentor. So 2-drop for a 2/1. That's bad. At the beginning of your second main phase, if an opponent lost life this turn, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them until the end of the turn. You may play that card. No, I'm not going to do that. Nothing focuses the mind quite like a flame. Yeah, I just don't think this is very good. It does give land ramp if you missed your land. But it's only a 2/1 for 2, and it's big. Nah, it's not that good. It's like if it hits, if any of your creatures hit, you basically like pseudo draw a card, I guess is what it is. Well, that's actually not terrible for red black, but I just wouldn't play that card. Anyway, Phineas Ace Archer. Oh, here's a legendary again for a 2-drop for a 2/2 reach vigilance. Cool. Whenever Phineas Ace Archer attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control that's a token or a rabbit. If a creature you control, if creatures you control have total power, 10 or greater, draw a card. Yeah, okay. It's cool, but it's not great. It's just a cute little rabbit, you know? It's not supposed to be great, I guess. Dream Dew Entrancer. Look at this dude. Hypnotoad. This dude's trying to Hypnotoad you. It's got reach. 4-drop for a 3/4. Your dreams are too precious to leave to chance. I like that flavor text a lot. That's so far my favorite flavor text. When Dream Dew Entrancer enters, tap up to 1 target creature and put 3 stun counters on it. If you do, or if you control that creature, draw 2 cards. Okay. That's pretty good, actually, for a 3/4 to draw 2 cards and just like tap down one of your offspring tokens. This is pretty good because it doesn't give the opponent anything. It's runnable. This card's runnable. You can put that in a frog deck for sure. Ward 2, pay 2 life. Pretty good. I was about to say I would run 4 of these guys off rip just looking at its cost, but it's a legendary for a reason because it only costs 2 for a 3/2. Other creatures you control enter with an additional +1/+1 counter on them for each opponent who lost life this turn. Wow. Okay. Real EDH bomb here. Whenever you cast a lizard spell, Jev's Scaled Scorch deals 1 damage to target opponent. Like I said, that other one is just not impressive. Like, I'm just not going to play that other card that costs the same thing. Glarb's Calamity Augur. This is Glarb. He looks very royal. Look at this dude. He's sitting on like a throne of lily pads. Dude, the artwork in this set is phenomenal. So he's green, blue, and black. A frog wizard noble. He does look like a frog wizard noble. He has death touch. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. That's actually really, really underrated as an ability. Because it allows you to do scrying without really like knowing when you should scry versus scrying when you know you should scry. It allows you to mill when you know you should mill. You may play lands and cast spells with mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library. Surveil 2. This card is just fucking great. This is one of the greatest cards. This may be power curve wise. All right, listen, I'll tell you it like this. I would use this as an Elder Highlander Dragon Emperor or whatever it's called. Like I would use this as my EDH commander. For sure. This would be my I definitely would build around this. It's just so it's like basic enough that it's like it's good. It's got death touch. Rabbit Citizen, head of the homestead. Head of the homestead enters, create 2 white rabbit creature tokens. That's pretty good. I just don't want to pay 5 for that. Interrupting a rabbit folk's dinner is most grievous offense. If you must do so, bring gifts for the little ones or bring a shield. Guide to Valley. Wow, look at this thing. It's an otter. No, it's a weasel. The infamous Cruel Claw. For a 3-drop, it's a menace. Whenever the infamous Cruel Claw deals combat damage to a player, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card by discarding a card rather than paying its mana cost. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking running that. That's incredible. I mean, it's not like... Here's the thing. It's not usually going to be so game-defining. It's a mythic rare for a reason. Yeah. Oh, this card's really hype. It's like... The amount of times where this actually wins you the game on its own is low because it's a 3-drop for a 3/3 menace. But the fact that it already has menace for a 3/3 just makes it good. That's just good. But the fact that if it hits somebody, it does something that powerful makes this like an extremely set-defining and swingy card. Because like, who knows what you're going to pop up with? Probably some nonsense. You could put in a Phyrexian Obliterator by discarding a card. Oh, wait. Is there another caveat? No, there's not. You could play the Phyrexian Obliterator. Hugs, Grizzly Guardian. Wow, look at that cost. What the fuck is this going to do? This is going to just end the game, I hope. Look at this dude. He's a Badger Warrior. Trample. When Hugs, Grizzly Guardian enters, exile the top X cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. I just don't want to be paying 8 to look at the top 4 cards in my library to be able to then play those cards. Most of his scars tell tales. A few tell jokes. Yeah. You know, he's big and he's brutal, but I don't like him. Helga, Skittish Seer. I like this already. I like how just the artwork. A frog. Oh, it's a mythic rare. Okay. So it's 1 green, 1 blue, 1 white. So you got Bant colors. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater. Oh my god, why is this thing advertising to me? Hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck? Delete node. Sorry. I hate when it puts ads on my thing. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana 4 or greater, you draw a card. Okay. Gain 1 life. And put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's all of those. This is another EDH commander. Okay, so tap to add X mana of any one color where X is the power. Spend this to cast creature spells only with power 4 or greater. Oh, mana value 4 or greater. Or creature spells with X in their mana cost. You know what I was saying about 5-color decks? Yeah, I mean, like, it's not great. I think this one's the coolest, the infamous Cruel Claw. But I can see this one being, like, definitely very viable, especially because the frog theme seems to be pretty potent. Like, I was memeing about you could run a frog deck. I guess this is actually pretty good for that. It ramps you into all of it, and it gives you a huge card advantage. This is just what frogs want, I guess. Can make, like, hate memes out of it. Like, this is what frogs actually believe. Junkblade Bruiser. Trample. Whenever you expend 4, Junkblade Bruiser gets +2/+1 till the end of turn. Each scrap shed from her blade axe is more likely to end up stored permanently in an enemy's skull. That's funny. It's not very good, but it's only a common, so. Kestrel, the Wind Crested. Another legend. This one is a 4/5 flyer for 5. Not loving it so far. Whenever one or more birds you control deal combat damage to a player, choose one. So it's got that weird rogue kind of effect because it's got the blue in it. You may put a bird creature card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Wow. Okay. Loving it. Loving it. Put a +1/+1 counter on each bird you control or draw a card. Whenever one or more birds you control deals combat damage to a player, choose one. So, I, again, mechanically don't know if that's truncated. Like, if I hit you with 3 bird tokens, does that go off 3 times and I get 3 birds back from my graveyard? Or is that, because it was 1 or more, this ability triggers once? This card's either broken or very good. Lily Splash Mentor. Reach. Exile another target card. Sorry, target creature card. Or, it doesn't even say card. I'm just having dyslexia. Reach. Exile another target creature you control. Then return to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Oh, man, that last part, though. Splashy entrances are my specialty. And they can be yours, too. Try again. Interesting. I love this card. I just wouldn't play this card. That's my assessment. I love it, though. I really do. All right, let's keep going. I didn't realize how many multicolor cards there was going to be. There's so many. We may have to split this into 2 parts. Mind Drill Assailant. This better be a mill card with a word like that. It's going to be 2 for 4/2 threshold. As long as you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, Mind Drill Assailant gets +3/+0. So it is kind of a mill card because it's a 5/5 for 4. And it allows you to surveil. And then you can put it into the graveyard. But, like, I'm not paying 3 to surveil 1. Like, for a common card, though, it's pretty good. It's a rat warlock rather than a rogue. But it is a rat, so it kind of goes with it. If only you kept your secret somewhere more secure than your delicate little skull. I'm writing that down. I had to write that down for an inspirational quote for my cyborg fiction where, like, you have, like, a brain chassis, like Ghost in the Shell style. Anyways, that's just a side tangent. Mabel, heir to Cragflame. Oh, yeah, we've heard of you. All right, what do you do now that we've heard of you? We've been hearing about you all set, Mabel. Other mice you control get +1/+1. You're damn right they do. This is our dude. When Mabel, heir to Cragflame enters, create Cragflame. Fucking okay. A legendary colorless equipment artifact token with equipped creature gets +1/+1 as vigilance, trample, and haste, and equip 2. Yeah. Yeah, you know, all right. I I'm just like, I'm not going to build a fucking EDH deck around it, and I don't want to run this. It's just like, I don't know. It's goofy. I'm glad it's not printed as a mythic rare. Lunar Convocation. This is a reprint, isn't it? Am I wrong? At the beginning of your next end step, if you gained life this way, each opponent loses 1 life. Oh, this turn, not this way. Sorry, dyslexia. At the beginning of your next end step, if you gained and lost life this turn, if you gained and lost life this turn, create a +1/+1 black bat token with flying. Why is that good? Oh, here's why. Because you can pay 2 to draw a card. Oh, wow. So okay, this is really good. So this is actually just card draw, raw card draw. But you don't have a way to gain the life. So it's like, this is just really good. It's just, but like it's an enchantment though. I don't know. This is definitely good. It's definitely very good. Moonrise Cleric. I love the artwork and the theme so far. Flying. When Moonrise Cleric attacks, gain 1 life. Okay. The Sunrisers have entrusted me with their life force. I intend to repay them bountifully. Cool. Miura Trash Tactician. It's a fucking raccoon trash warrior, dude. They 3-drop for a 2/4. At the beginning of your first main phase, add mana for each raccoon you control. Wow. Whenever you expend 4, you gain 3 life. Whenever you expend 8, which, like, if you're adding mana based on the raccoons on the board, and you're playing this on turn 2 or turn 3, this is really, like, this is viable. This is, like, this puts them on a clock. This card could win a game. And then it says, what's it going to do? We'll see what it does once it expends 8, but I assume it's good. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Ew. Yeah. I don't know. I just, like, don't like that ability. Like, maybe it's just because I haven't tried it, and I don't have, like, the experience to know how broken that actually is to be able to, like, play from exile. But if I'm spending fucking 8 mana, I want more than just maybe to be able to cast 2 cards that I'm losing. Because it exiles them. There was that card in this set that gave, like, everything flashback, too. So, like, I don't know. Plume Creed Mentor. Love the artwork. Flying. When Plume Creed Mentor or another creature you control with flying enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control without flying. Yeah, okay. Any fledgling can flap their wings, but a true wing scout must soar. All right. I think we're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to... how much time are we at? 23 minutes? Yeah, we'll do about 2 more rows. It's like 6 or 12 more cards. Seed Glaive Mentor. Vigilance Haste. Valiant. When it becomes a target of spell or ability for the first time, put a +1/+1 counter on it. You riposte is good, yes, but how's your footwork? Okay. Ooh. Oh, let's go. Let's go. A fucking otter. I knew we would get an otter planeswalker. It just looks like we should have one, you know? His name's Rawl. Crackling Wit. Okay, so for 4, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a loyalty counter on it. That's so good. Okay, so let's see what its actual abilities do. Probably they're not going to be very good, given that you can, like, keep it alive for a while. So it either creates a red otter token, pretty good, right? Comes in at 5, get an otter token to defend it, kind of good. Okay, -3, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards. I don't really like that, but it's not that. I mean, like, that's huge card advantage if it does that twice. So, like, not horrible, but, like, not amazing. It's just good. And then -10, okay. So that means that we would have to have played 2 spells over 2 turns because you get the +2, like 1, 2. Oh my god, fucking ads, dude. How many times can I delete the node? Fucking ads, dude. -10. Draw 3 cards. You get an emblem with instants and sorcery spells. You have Storm. Yeah. I think this card's good. It's not really doing anything that I care particularly too much about, but it is very good. Pond Prophet. When Pond Prophet enters, draw a card. Okay. The rainfall brings us news of the world around us. I've learned a lot, but most of all, I've learned that it's very exciting out there. Well, alright. Do a couple more. Seed Pond Squire. Flying. Whenever Seed Pond Squire attacks, target creature you control without flying is +1/+1 until the end of turn. If you think he's loud now, wait until he starts the battle song. Clement, Pessimistic Adventurer. Pessimistic Adventurer. Yeah, I don't know. Bird Scout. It's kind of cool. Starseer Mentor. I like the mentorship and friendship themes in these. And, it goes along with the offspring. It's very cute. A Bat Warlock. At the beginning of your next step... at the beginning of your next end step, if you gained or lost life this turn, so this time it's gained or lost life this turn, target opponent loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. I just don't want to be paying 5 for this. Listen, if I'm paying 5 for this, I better be getting something better. Flying Vigilance is really decent. This is like a draft pick card. Each star is given a name befitting its grandeur. This one is called Aurochs, the Night Eater. That one is called Blinky. Dude. Stormcatch Mentor, Otter Wizard, Haste, Prowess, and instants and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. Only novice mages burn their whiskers, so pay attention. Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll do 3 more, and then we'll be done. Actually, let me just kind of scroll down and see how much we got. Okay, we're actually almost done. Sorry to spoil the whole thing. Veteran Guard Mouse, Valiant. Whenever Veteran Guard Mouse becomes the target of spell or ability you control for the first time, it gets +1/+1 and scry 1. That's not even worth talking about. Tidecaller Mentor. Rat Wizard, Menace. When Rat Mentor enters, if 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Huh. For 3 with Menace for a 3/3, it's playable. The same tides that bring us knowledge can sweep us away. Cute. How many fucking times is it going to try to sell me National Grid? I don't even live in an area that matters. Maybe I do, actually, and I just don't know it. Maybe they're, new here, and that's why they're, obsessively fucking marketing to me. Based on your zip code, we want you to buy our stupid grid power. Tempest Angler. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Tempest Angler. Well, it's interesting because it can be 2 blue. I guess blue does play with counters too. It's just less frequent. And here's the thing. If I'm paying 2 blue and 1 of anything, in blue, I want it to be doing something different than what this thing is doing. Part of what makes this thing good is that it's not even good. It's actually just not good. Casting lines or casting spells ain't no one better than me. I like this dude's attitude. But part of the reason that's good is because it's early game, it can quote-unquote land fix. You don't have to worry too much about which colors you got. It can do either. That's the only reason I can think of why that's viable. Wandertail Mentor. Loving the mentors. Whenever you expend 4, put a +1/+1 counter on Wandertail Mentor. Okay. And then tap to add mana. Okay. We've all grown so much since I passed through this burrow last. Let's see where to begin this story. Very cute artwork, very cute theme. Not really so thrilled on the card itself, but I guess red and green both do want early game rampers, but I don't know if I want to be paying red and green for that, because that usually means that I'm giving up my spell on the 2-drop turn, you know what I mean? Because Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe I would do it. It's just if I have 2 greens, I'm going to need some expensive land fix. And if I have expensive land fix, do I really want this to be my ramp card? Maybe. Maybe not, no. I don't know. Vren the Relentless. Okay, it's a rat rogue. It's a rare card. Ward 2. Okay. 3/4 for Ward 2. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Ooh, that's pretty good. Especially in this set, that's pretty good. It's interesting to see that on a black and blue card. I mean, the blue aspect of it kind of makes some sense, but normally you would see that on like a white-black card, like a white-blue card. At the beginning of each end step, create X 1/1 black rat tokens with this creature gets +1/+1 for each rat you can. What? At the beginning of each end step, create X 1/1 black rat creature tokens with this creature gets +1/+1 for each other rat you control, where X is the number of creatures your opponents controlled that were exiled this turn. Okay, this card's fucking amazing. You build around this card. This is another one that like I could be convinced to maybe run an Elder Highlander deck around, because it's just so good. Because the fact is that like because like rats are designed to do exactly what this is. Like rats are designed to just keep getting more powerful, and then that's it. You can't stop the rats. There's too many rats. They're all more powerful because there's other rats. But this one's really interesting because this creature gets +1/+1 for each other rat you control. So it already, and it's a kind of like Offspring, but like an ultimate version of it. Yeah, this is just a really cool, really good card. Because it has the potential, to like create like a lot. Oh, we're on to the artifacts. Here we go. Bark Form. I'll just include those in this episode. Bark Form Harvester. Changeling. Perfect. Reach. Put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. Cool. The Farmer's Hide when it runs out of potatoes. Harvest. That's so funny. Whoa, look at this Cthulhu looking. Oh, it's a bat, I say. The Cosmos Caller. I like the name Zoraline. Cosmos Caller. Bat Cleric. Wow, this is really good. 3 for a 3/3 Flying Vigilant is already just good. It's not a Vampire Nighthawk, but it's good. Whenever a bat you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Period. Nice. Whenever Zoraline enters or attacks, you may pay 2 and 2 life. When you do, return target non-land permanent card with mana cost value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Yeah. I guess I could get my Oblivion Ring back. Or like my Kitchen Finks. Or like some other legendary goofy 5-color deck shenanigans where I put in one of the other 3 costing goofball frog ramping cards. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about this card other than like it's a cool rare, but it's not like astounding. Yagra, Eater of All. It's a common, or I'm sorry. It is a mythical rare. I don't know why I said common. It's like the opposite of that. It's a legendary creature elemental cat. It is the Eater of All, first of all. Its name is Eater of All. So it costs 5 for a 6/6, which is already, good. Ward, sacrifice of food. It's kind of interesting. And then it says, other creatures are food. Oh my god. Other creatures are food artifacts. In addition to their other types, have 2 sacrifices permanent, you gain 3 life. That's so funny. Whenever food is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Yagra, Eater of All. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. It's just like, Doomgape's also really cool. But I'm not going to run Doomgape either. Heirloom Epic. 4 tap draw card. For each mana in this ability's activation cost. What? Why does it specify it this way? For each mana in this ability's activation cost. Why doesn't it just say up to 4? Draw a card, then up to 4. Whatever. For each mana in this ability's activation cost, you may tap an untapped creature you control rather than pay that mana. Activate only as a sorcery. This is a wacky card. You may tap an untapped creature you control rather than pay that mana? Oh! Oh. Okay, so you can... So it's tap, draw a card, but you have to tap 4 creatures rather than pay its mana. I understand. So if you have 4 offspring, you tap all 4 of them, you get a free card. Well, not really free, but you have to tap to get the card. Yeah, this is bad. It's just bad. It's the type of card... it's not horrible. I don't know. The beast feared fire and little else. Lily of the Valley, raised crag flame and... Oh, I see. It's reading a story. That's cute. Oh, here comes the ad again, I'll bet. Oh, ads. Fountainport Bell. When Fountainport Bell enters, you may search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Then shuffle and put that card on top. Sacrifice this thing, draw a card. It's doing some stuff. Fountainport's town crier once saved the townsfolk from predation by a rotten-mouthed viper with only their bell. Cool. Bumbleflower's Sharepot. I love the name of it. Artifact. I'm surprised it's not food. Yeah, I can tell you're here for my business. Do you have how many times I've had to right-click and delete the node? Ridiculous. When it enters, create a food token, pay 5, sack it, destroy target non-land permanent, activate as a sorcery. Non-land permanent. So actually, it's a very expensive colorless kill spell. Interesting. I may have overestimated the portions. So if you pay 5, it dies. That's really funny. That's actually good. Starforged Sword. Okay. Gift a tapped fish. I like how the artifact also has a cycle of that. When Starforged Sword enters, if the gift was promised, attach it to the creature you control and it gets +3/+3 and loses flying. That's funny. It's not very good, but it is funny. Short Bow. Very, very, very cute artwork. Vigilance and Reach +1/+1 and equip for 2. Take Heart, take Aim, take them down. I like that. Patchwork Banner. Patchwork Banner enters, choose a creature type. And then it gives +1/+1 and adds 1 mana of any color. This is a 2 of in every deck that I would play. For sure. Yeah. If I'm playing Theme, this is a 2 of for sure. Because it's just like, I love my 3-drop artifacts that give me mana. I also like the ones that give me all colors more than I like Lord effects on my artifact, but I'll take it. With thistle, quill, twig, and beak, the finest artisans of each animal folk society stitched unique quilts patched together as a symbol of harmony. Very, very cute. I'm surprised it's printed at uncommon. I mean, I guess I'm not. It's not very good. All right, let's get on to the lands, and then we'll be done for the day. We're going to move on to other things. Fabled Passage. Sacrifice Fabled Passage. Search your library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. So this is just a reprint of Evolving Wilds. Lilypad Village. Tap to add colorless or add blue, but only for creature spells. And then it also has blue tap 2, surveil 2, activate only if bird, frog, otter, or rat enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Ew. Well, okay. Hidden Grotto, that's just a reprint. Fountainport. Tap 2 to sack a token, draw a card. Tap 3, pay a life to create a blue fish token. And 4 to create a treasure token. Yeah, it's runnable. It's not great, but runnable. Oak Hollow Village. Spend this mana only on creature spells. Let's see. Tap to put a +1/+1 on counter. This is better than the blue one, because green isn't really restricted by the, spend this mana only to cast creature spells. Blue desperately does not like that, because it limits all spells at instant speed. But green doesn't really care. So I think it's better. This one is let's see. Wow. So this one gives like this is good. This just gives recovery from graveyard. I mean, you are paying 3 because you have to pay 2 end this land. So it's ostensibly pay 3, cast a sorcery. Oh, and it sacrifices itself. Do these 2 sacrifice themselves? No, they don't. Well, you know, I mean, yeah, because it'd be broken otherwise if it didn't sacrifice itself. That's why I was just like, so I was looking for like any kind of drawback. I'm like, well, sorcery speed at minimum, surely. But it's actually sacrifice. So you can do it at instant, but you can only do it once, and then you lose that land. It's not very good. Lupin Flower Village. Love the artwork, love the theme. Sacrifice this thing. So same thing. Sacrifice it. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. Reveal any of those creature types from among them into your hand. The rest on the bottom of the library in random order. Yeah, you know, pretty cool, but not great. Rockface. This one is target lizard or whatever gets 1 thing in haste until the end of turn, but only as a sorcery. Which you don't care about that, because why would you really need it as an instant? Unless it's a tap ability. Yeah, I guess that actually does make a difference. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But it only hits lizards, mice, and otters, and raccoons. Honestly, the red one is my favorite. I like the red one a lot. I also liked the first one. What was the first one? The green or the blue one? Yeah, I liked it. I just didn't think it was very good. Same with the green. I like all these. I like all these a lot. 3 Tree City. Okay, so it says choose a color, add an amount of mana to that equal to the number of creatures you control of the chosen type. Really good, but it's a legendary land. And it's legendary because otherwise it'd just be busted. But it does have potential, especially in a set with Offspring and Token Gen, to like really ramp your rabbits out. Uncharted Haven. Wow. Enters, choose a color, add 1 mana of the chosen color, and it enters tapped. This is just a reprint of every other card that's the same. There are lands beyond Valley, Wild, Calamity Scarred, and Beautiful. Featherfolk, Birdfolk Scout. Well, Featherfolk, I hope you never see Grixis, because Grixis is brutal. Alright, let's see. Oh, I love how it's like facing away like a silhouette of an explorer. Oh, that's so cute. What a great theme. It's like all the little traveling duos. And that's it. Guys, thank you so much for joining. This has been my first look at Bloomburrow. There may be one more episode. I'm going to go check something really quick. There may be one more coming up. And that's Commander. Yes, there is. Let's see how many cards there are in this. Okay, there's a fucking enough of them that we're definitely going to need a separate episode. For sure. But we can do it all in one episode, and we'll do that again probably tomorrow. Guys, thanks for joining. If you have any comments or... I mean, I'm sure people know the rulings on some of these ones that I just haven't played or talked to a judge. I haven't touched this game in like close to a decade. So, yeah, anyways, feel free to donate. Feel free to subscribe. And we probably won't do too much Magic the Gathering content on my vlog channel, but we might. Always trying to just kind of have some fun. Thanks for joining. We'll be back again very soon. Meow. She, her pronouns, by the way. LOL.